for fear the gentleman should appear to them in the darkness. Of course, they are silly women, but some of the men are frightened too. As soon as it is dark, they won't go by the hut one by one, but only in a flock together. And the witnesses too."
Dr. Starchenko, a middle-aged man in spectacles with a dark beard, and the examining magistrate Lyzhin, a fair man still young who had only taken his degree 2 years before and looked more like a student than an official, sat in silence, musing. They were vexed that they were late. Now they had to wait till morning, and to stay here for the night, though it was not yet 6 o'clock, and they had before them a long evening, a dark night, boredom, uncomfortable beds, beetles and cold in the morning, and listening to the blizzard that howled in the chimney and in the loft. They both thought how unlike all this was the life which they would have chosen for themselves and of which they had once dreamed, and how far away they both were from their contemporaries, who were at that moment walking about the lighted streets in town, without noticing the weather, or were getting ready for the theatre, or sitting in their studies over a book. Oh, how much they would have given now only to stroll along the Nevsky Prospect, or along Petrovka in Moscow, to listen to decent singing, to sit for an hour or so in a restaurant. "Ooh, ooh," sang the storm in the loft, and something outside slammed viciously, probably the signboard on the hot. "You can do as you please, but I have no desire to stay here," said Starchenko, getting up. "It's not 6 yet. It's too early to go to bed. I'm off. Von Taunitz lives not far from here, only a couple of miles from Syrnya. I shall go to see him and spend the evening there. Constable, go and tell my coachman not to take the horses out. And what are you going to do?" he asked Lyzhin. "I don't know. I expect I shall go to sleep." The doctor wrapped himself in his fur coat and went out. Lyzhin could hear him talking to the coachman and the bells beginning to quiver on the frozen horses. He drove off. "It's not nice for you, sir, to spend the night in here," said the constable. "Come into the other room. It's dirty, but for one night it won't matter. I'll get a samovar from a peasant and heat it directly. I'll heap up some hay for you, and then you go to sleep. And God bless you, Your Honour." A little later the examining magistrate was sitting in the kitchen drinking tea, while Loshadin the constable was standing at the door talking. He was an old man, about 60, short and very thin, bent and white, with a naive smile on his face and watery eyes, and he kept smacking his lips as though he were sucking a sweetmeat. He was wearing a short sheepskin coat and high felt boots, and held his stick in his hands all the time. The youth of the examining magistrate aroused his compassion, and that was probably why he addressed him familiarly. "The elders gave orders that he was to be informed when the police superintendent or the examining magistrate came," he said. "So I suppose I must go now. It's nearly 3 miles to the Volost, and the storm and the snowdrifts are something terrible. Maybe one won't get there before midnight. Oof, how the wind roars." "I don't need the elder," said Lyzhin. "There's nothing for him to do here." He looked at the old man with curiosity and asked, "Tell me, grandfather, how many years have you been constable?" "How many? Why, 30 years. 5 years after the freedom I began going as a constable, that's how I reckon it. And from that time I've been going every day since. Other people have holidays, but I'm always going. When it's Easter and the church bells are ringing and Christ has risen, I still go about with my bag to the